welcome to Beauties and Beasties, the independent pest podcast for the UK.
Hola.
Hola. I think that's worked.
Yeah, that's worked. We're on. Wayne Gardner, hi. Everyone else, hi. Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Thanks, Facebook.
Yeah. Fuck Facebook.
So for everybody that's on Facebook, thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, Facebook deleted the other episode, so hopefully people will know which one to watch.
Yeah.
I think it's on now. I'm hoping.
No, we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're okay. Bingo. Got everyone on. Perfect.
Is it double? Have we double bubbled? How's my week been? What have I learned this week? What have you learned this week? Have you learned anything this week?
I've learned that I am absolutely right to not tempt fate and to be superstitious. Absolutely right.
Why is that?
Well, flying back from Ireland, had a great trip away. And as we got to the airport, and this was the second time we'd had this conversation, I said to Carly, I'm dead superstitious and I don't like tempting fate. It's blowing a hoolie outside in it. And I'm like, so whatever happened, don't say it. We don't need to discuss it. Okay, no bother. Go to gate 23, everything's on time. Get to gate 23. Then it's like, go to gate 14. We get there and I'm like, don't say it. Just don't say it. So the boat opened the gate and Carly goes, I didn't think they'd let us fly in this wind. Oh, shut up. Like, don't. Literally, as she said it, the person in the front of the queue turned around, walked past and went, yeah, we're delayed. They won't let us fly in this wind. Oh, for fuck's sake. Like, I told you I don't like tempting fate and I'm superstitious. She was like, yeah, well. Like, so I had to sit in the airport for like however many hours waiting for the wind to die down, which was a terrible end to the best trip. You know, I had a great trip out. Got to do loads of stuff. You know, food was great. The people were great. Everything was great. Totally different atmosphere, totally different place. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. What about you?
What did I learn this week? I've learned something this week.
Go on.
NPTA are now a Trustmark scheme provider.
Fantastic.
So that's been my bonus for the week. So more details to follow next week, but for now, that's all I can say. So it's all completely finalized next Tuesday. So I'm pretty chuffed with that as on the whole. So yeah, any member that wants to be now can be a part of the Trustmark, which is great. What do you do if you see
run it over?
Cat, shoot it.
Pick it up. It's fallen off the back of the truck and I use it at the next job.
I was going to say about being superstitious, and that's why we haven't mentioned the flying thing.
Yeah, I think that's going to change.
I'm going to say I don't think we're going to get away with it on this episode. So have we now sorted out as people watching us on YouTube and Facebook? Is this all okay?
Yeah, I think so. I've got a few on YouTube and a few on Facebook. So yeah, we're ready to rock and roll.
Fine.
Shall we just bring Rob on and go straight at it? Go for the jugular.
Yeah, why not? Go on, let's do it. Oh, hang on. I was gonna. There he is. Too late.
Stop picking on me. It's not my fault.
It is. Hello. And here he is, Robert Moon. Cheesy.
Merci. Duca.
So here we go. So obviously there's going to be people that have no idea why there's a British man living in France, seeing as we sort of, we repelled them for so many years and we managed to keep them off. And now we have a Brit living in France. So what's that all about then?
And you let those bastards beat you at rugby. God, so annoyed. Yes. Are you honestly saying that people don't know who I am? I mean, I use it all the time.
There may be a few. There may be some poor sinners out there that have no idea who you are.
Kill them. Right. Yes, I'm Rob Moon. I moved to France in 2006. I was bumbling around, 5-year plan, renovating the house, and 19 years on, I'm still on year 3 of renovations. And 2010, I needed some money, and I had a good friend who's no longer with us, Ollie Madge, who I had rats and European hornets in the house, and I phoned him up and said, "What do I do?" And he said, "Well, become a pest controller." But in France, it's slightly different, so you have to do a course and an exam, which I think you're looking at doing nowadays. But in 2010, I became the first Brit in France with French qualifications in pest control. And in 2014 or 2004, when the Asian hornets first arrived in France, there was big mass panics about the Asian hornets, and they finally arrived to where we are, which is in the department of Cher, which is right slap bang in the middle of France. So if you get a map of France and stick your finger in the middle of it, that's where we are. And I've been working on Asian hornets ever since, destroying them. How we do it over here, back in the early days, people won't like this, but the responsibility was given to beekeepers, and not much was done about it. Then it was given to the Pompiers, who used to send 2 fire engines out with a paramedic and to remove the nests, which was costing about €1,000 per nest to remove. Then they went, "Well, sod that, it's too expensive and too costly on time. So we'll get independent pest controllers to do the job." So I was one of the few people in the area that they contacted, and since 2014, I've been treating Asian hornets.
Cool. So we spoke to you last about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm on the orange juice now. I think last time I was on the left.
So
you should get some sense out of me.
Has anything changed over there in 2 years as far as the Asian hornets go?
With regard to quantities, not a lot. Yeah. It's pretty much stable. I think in 2014 I had 25 nests, and then 2016 I had about 50 nests. 2018 there was about 200, and last year it was about 250 nests. Now the area I cover is about 30 kilometers radius, so even that's probably about a couple of 100 square miles. But in 2014 it was just me in that area. Now a lot of people have been coming up and going, "Oh yeah, I want to do that, and earn some money." But the trouble is, you can only have too many coffee shops in one town, and they're getting fewer jobs, but I'm still getting a lot of jobs because I've got the reputation and the contacts, and I work with the local police and work with a lot of councils with regard to their destructions. It's worth noting that beekeepers do not kill Asian hornets. They have no input whatsoever. It is purely pest controllers authorized to kill Asian hornets or destroy the nests. What we don't do is remove nests, because we don't see the point. I think the legal mandate is to remove them, but nobody ever removes them. If you use as little insecticide as required, then there's almost zero risk to the environment. Certainly no birds will go into a live Asian hornet nest. So at the end of the season, when the nest degrades, the birds go in and eat the larvae, which is protein for them.
So, what sort of time span are we looking at? What sort of period of time? Sort of same as over here, sort of July to September, or
With regard to, sorry, the timing of the yearly cycle.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They will depends on the weather. We haven't had a very cold winter, although we've had a bit of snow. They will start emerging March, April time, and then it's when you put your traps out. Then I normally judge it for the start of the Tour de France. If they haven't started by the Tour de France, or if you're not getting many call-outs, it's going to be a crap year. If they start before the Tour de France, it's going to be a very good year. And this year or last year, it started before the Tour de France. So first week in July is when you start getting nests, and they'll.
So, as a pest controller, you actively put out traps to let you know what's going on, though, do you?
I personally don't know.
Oh, right. So the beekeepers put out the traps.
Beekeepers, the public, the councils, and everyone else. But
Right.
I don't think live trapping is that common over here.
Okay.
It's just what
Not-
it is.
What? Not even as a sort of indicator as to what's going on. I can't see us putting out traps just to see if the wasp nest season started.
No, but you can
What-
generally see where the wasps are, or sorry, where the hornets are. I mean, the public over here are very well informed, and because in certain communes, towns, the cost of Asian hornets is covered by the council. So they'll just phone up council, go, yeah, we've got a little Asian hornet nest, and as I said, the public are well informed over here, so they know that if it's a wasp nest, that they've got to pay for it. If it's an Asian hornet nest, the council pays for it. So
So a good year is how many nests would you say? Well, a bad year or good year, whichever way you want to look at it.
bad year is about 200. Sorry, I'm just getting a cup of tea. That would be lovely, please. Thank you. Sorry about that, Mrs. Moon. Last year I did about 300, 350. But if you're going to get more Asian hornets, you're going to get fewer European hornets and fewer wasps. Last year I did very few wasp nests, less than 50.
I think last year was terrible for them. Was it last year or the year before? Last year was okay, wasn't it? Was the year before was really bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For wasps. Okay, no, it's I think it was Europeans and Asians were pretty much the same in 24. Last year there was certainly more. I wouldn't say more Asian hornets, but there were fewer wasps than European hornets last year.
Do you keep are you keeping tabs on what's happening in the UK?
I look and see what's happening. You probably know that I'm banned from any correspondence from Jersey, or I'm only allowed limited contributions to the UK Asian Hornet database thingy bob.
Well, Hugh's actually the admin, so he's probably banned you.
I never limited anything.
You're the admin on that. Did you know that, Rob?
I saw today actually, yeah, but no, I've been, or is it the other Asian? There is one Asian Hornet UK group that won't let me post on there. Jersey, I'm completely banned. There is a Paul Harper, don't know him. I wouldn't mind having a chat with him one day if he's on. Hi, but whatever.
Is that a See You Jimmy chat?
I don't know. His name is Paul Harper.
See You Jimmy.
Absolutely no idea, but he posts a lot of information with regard to Jersey, which I'm not privileged to know. Because
why they banned you off it then, Rob? Why have you been banned off so many sites?
Just the two. I'm banned from Jersey because back in the day, 2014 or 2016, actually, Jersey Asian Hornet contacted me. Not that it was formed then, but one of the leading beekeepers in Jersey contacted me and said, what about these Asian Hornets? So I gave them the information, told them about them, and they said, oh yeah, we're going to do our experiments. And they formed a society in the Jersey Asian Hornet Group. And then they started doing these Heath Robinson experiments by a certain guy with a beard and a big hat, which I was just incredulous at, sort of growing live Asian hornet nests in his bathroom for 3 months. He went on Pestex, did a speech on Pestex, I think it's 2018 or 2019, and basically said all pest controllers are wankers, and whoever invented FICAM-D ought to be shot because they've just killed the whole population of the world, which didn't go down very well. Then back in Jersey, what they were doing to begin with was cutting down the hedgerows to get to a Asian hornet nest in an oak tree or a sycamore tree, and chopping live branches down in the middle of summer and causing all sorts of damage because they didn't want to use insecticides. So what they were doing is get to the Asian hornet nest, and they were being attacked left, right, and centre. And they're going, oh yeah, they're really aggressive. I would be as well if my house was being attacked by some guy with a chainsaw. And I just said, don't do that. And they kept doing it, and I got even more angry. So having advised them, I started criticising them, and they don't like being criticised. So they told me to Foxtrot Oscar. But what I think it was 2024, they were going, oh yeah, France has failed. In fact, before then, they were saying that every spring the Asian hornets were flying over from Cherbourg to Jersey, because it's only 30 miles away. So they're flying over to Jersey and creating havoc, killing all the bees. And then I assume at the end of the season, because they weren't in the Asian hornets nest, they all flew back to France. So
we've got that here. I just think, not my circus, not my monkeys. Like, I'm not that bothered, but it does make us giggle. They've had a nest that was found in 2023, genetically linked to one that was found in 2024, genetically linked to one that was found in 2025, and they're saying, we still don't think they're established and we can deal with this. Like, how much more? Like, what is established if they've been living here for 3 years?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
sorry, you've gone.
That's the question, isn't it? You know, is the UK now past the point of eradication, and they're even past the point of containment? They're now should be going, just kill them.
It's a very good question. Going back to Jersey, their island is 112 square kilometres, which is about the size of Greater Manchester. They have a population density of about 1,000 people per kilometre square, whereas over here in France, where we are, we have a population density of about 43. I think Kent, where the Asian hornets are now, population density is about 500. So you're not going to get the volunteers to go out looking and trying to find all these Asian hornets. If Jersey can't control the Asian hornets, this year they've had over 700 nests, which is 7 nests per kilometre square. And they were criticising France for having failed at 1 nest per kilometre. So in Kent, which is my hometown anyway, I know a lot of pest controllers there. So big shout out to Andy, Steve, Rob, and that other chap from Maidstone who swears a lot. Sorry. If DEFRA will let pest controllers destroy the nests, I think you've got a chance. But if DEFRA and the MBU go, oh no, it's a beekeeping issue because they kill bees. Well, yes, they do kill bees, but so do lots of other things kill bees. So if they keep their head in the sand, he's coming. Thank you very much. Ow, hot. Thank you. If the MBU and DEFRA just going to go, yeah, it's our job. Won't let pest controllers in, then it will fail, in my opinion.
But I think they're established. I think it's done. I think we're going to get loads of them. I can't see we're getting rid of them. But I seen a post the other day. They're advertising for tree surgeons to help them in the fight against Asian hornets, and you're like, how much more of a kick in the teeth do you want? Like, and then when they hand it over, the only question that I ever get asked of beekeepers about Asian hornets is, how much are you going to charge to kill a nest? Like, literally, that's it. That's the only question I ever get asked. They're just worried about whether you're going to make money at it.
Let's go back to the beekeepers. Beekeepers have assumed responsibility for Asian hornets because, oh yeah, they kill bees. First of all, I've asked this question of Jersey under public information, whatever. As far as I'm aware, they haven't had any any beehives destroyed as a direct result of Asian hornets. No one's been killed in Jersey because of the Asian hornets. It's all a complete myth, as far as I'm concerned. They say that France has lost 80% of their bee population, but last year we had one of our best honey harvests ever. Tree surgeons, yeah, but why have tree surgeons? You know, they're going to have to train them if they're going to destroy nests. So pest controllers already pest controllers do wash nests and European hornet nests. So why do you need everybody else except for pest controllers to kill Asian hornet nests? If a beekeeper is going to stay outside its nest at every daylight hour, all day, every day, to observe hornets, then yes, they got a chance. But they won't, and they don't. And they go, but we're in charge.
With the massive amounts of money that they're putting into like hiring the arborists to help them out, wouldn't it just be more sensible to have a fund that could be drawn on by local councils to employ a proper pest controller like they do in France?
Absolutely. Jersey in 2019, I asked them what was the cost of destroying a nest, and they said it was about €1,000, pounds, whatever they have over there, pounds, sorry, per nest. Because you've got the cherry picker hire, you've got the tool hire, you've got the tree surgeon, you've got everybody else, and cumulatively it's about £1,000 per nest. I can go in, I work from ground level. I've got a Lance telescopic which will do 30 meters straight up, and I've also got a paintball system which will do up to 40 meters, which will do all the nests required. You don't need a tree surgeon. You kill the nest, it falls down in winter time, and job done. If you want to do experiments, do it when the nest is dead. You can still do your autopsies and your DNA checks with a dead hornet with a bit of insecticide on it. It's not a problem. It's not going to affect it. You can still do these stomach investigations. So I don't understand why they need tree surgeons. Beekeepers aren't qualified. Pest controllers are qualified. Pest controllers know what they do. Pest controllers have got the right equipment. Why not use it?
So if the MBU came to you tomorrow and said, Mr. Moon, everything we've said about you is can we bury that under the bridge, please? You're not a wanker. You really are a nice guy.
They'd be lying.
What?
They'd be lying.
Yeah, they wouldn't be telling the truth. But what advice would you give them?
Hang on. I'm just looking at Rupert Ferkins says pest controllers don't swear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Fuck that. If the MB, I offer anybody, and some people have taken me up with it, I offer free training. If they want to come over to France, they can spend 2 or 3 days with me. I'll drive them around, and if it's August, September, I can guarantee Asian hornet nests. So come over with me. I won't charge. You can buy me lunch. That's it. But yeah, I'm happy to train people. I've got a very good technique, I think. My wife hasn't complained at all. And the pest controllers already know how to kill wasp nests and European hornet nests. So it's just another waspy thing. It's just a waspy thing that's in the wrong place. So pest controllers already know what to do. They already know how to kill them.
Why do you think then that the NBU took the route that they did and were completely adamant that they weren't not going to involve pest controllers? We're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it. Why do you think they took that specific route? Is it just sort of like elitism? Do you think?
Probably. If changing the subject to oak processionary caterpillars, they are established in the UK now, and DEFRA have gone Forestry Commission. They can deal with them, as opposed to pest controllers. It's an invasive species. It's a pest. Get pest controllers trained up. They got the equipment. They got the masks. They got everything. Pest controllers. They got no. Forestry Commission for oak processionary caterpillars. So therefore, NBU bees for Asian hornets. It is complete balderdash.
So what's the biggest mistake that that people in France make, or pest controllers in France make, then when they are treating Asian hornets? Or can you not speak about other?
Yeah, no.
What's the biggest mistake that anybody could make then?
Not wearing correct equipment.
Right.
So I know that I'm my own worst enemy. I got stung on the backside by an Asian hornet at the end of the season. It's completely my fault because I was complacent. Complacency kills. I got it was a little bit of a Asian hornet nest on the floor, and the client was standing right next to it. So I said, right, you bugger off out of the way. I'll put my bee vest on as opposed to the full suit. And I just lifted it up, and under this little bit of papier-mâché were about 100 Asian hornets, and they didn't. It was just after a massive storm, so half the nest had already fallen on the floor, and the Asian hornets were seriously pissed off. I moved the bit of papier-mâché shell, and they went for me, and I got stung on the backside, but luckily I was 2 minutes away from the hospital, and I was working with the police at the time, so they just fast-tracked me over to A&E, and within 5 minutes I was having an anaphylactic shock. So it happens to me.
But I mean, that's anaphylactic shock, so not everybody would get anaphylactic shock, would they? But
no.
What would you say that sting felt worse than a wasp sting, or it was just bad luck that you had anaphylactic shock?
I had anaphylaxis in 2020 by a European hornet, but that one got down in my boot, went straight into the vein. I've been stung by Asian hornets since then. I've been stung by wasps since then. The pain is, it's on the same par as a European hornet.
Okay.
But European hornets and Asian hornets are more docile than wasps. Full stop. Unless you piss them off.
Have you seen the Japanese farming them?
Yeah. I think Chris Venables wants to go over there in May.
Yeah, actually, like the bloke, they've got these big sort of mesh greenhouses, don't they? And they've just got like loads, and these blokes are just walking through them, no suits on, aren't they? Having a look at them and don't seem to get walloped by them at all, do they?
If you're steady and confident, you won't normally get attacked. But if you go chainsawing trees down to get a live nest out, yes, they're going to get jolly baited with you and attack. But yeah, you can walk up to it. There's I've got a photograph. I'll put it on somewhere sometime. There's this 85-year-old lady. She was doing her gardening, and she had a little potting bench, and she's about 5 foot tall, and 2 feet above her head there's this massive Asian hornet nest, and she'd been working there doing the planting all year. And it's only when her grandchildren came round Halloween or whatever, I went, ah! But she wasn't attacked. You know, they knew she was there, and she didn't know they were there, so they would go on with their lives.
What would the one misunderstanding be that you would say about Asian hornets?
I would say the one misunderstanding would be with regard to European hornets, and all these people go, "Oh no, release that one," because the European hornets are the friendly, docile ones. They don't sting, they don't attack. Yeah, again, it's complacency that kills. Misunderstanding with regard to Asian hornets. What I tell the clients is, the fire brigade will say 3 stings and you're dead. It's not true, it's 4 stings, but that's just my little French charm, English charm. There's nothing.
Was it Entente Cordiale? What was it?
Something. Entente Cordiale, yeah, something like that. Bon ami. Whatever. It's just down to complacency. It's a wasp. It will sting you if you piss it off, but you just can't take it for granted. It's not an all-out killer. I would dearly love Jersey to publish the information with regard to how many beehives have been destroyed by Asian hornets. As far as I'm aware, it's none. And how many people have died because of Asian hornets? As far as I'm aware, it's none. But yeah, there's nothing. The Asian hornet is a fantastic hornet in Asia. It does all the pest controlling the European hornet does in Asia. It's just that it should be over there and not here. That's the only problem.
I seen a beekeeper over in France, and his take on it was that Asian hornets will destroy exactly the same colonies that wasps will. If you've got a big, strong colony and it's doing what it's supposed to, it's probably going to be okay. The problem comes when you've got a weak colony that they can predate upon and they can push. Then they cause them an issue. But my understanding is, and correct us where I'm wrong, I know you keep a few bees, that the problem with them is that maybe they don't kill them directly, but they do put them under a huge amount of stress and pressure.
They do indeed, yeah.
Like stop them flying.
No. But, they're not the marauding killers that, they won't go in and decimate a beehive in 2 hours. They don't do that.
Right.
Nor will wasps, nor will European hornets.
So how do they cause bother then if they're not doing that death fucking spiral onto a bee colony? What are they actually doing, and what should people be looking out for?
In all honesty, I don't think they're as much of a pest as they're made out to be. It's just another hornet taking over. It's coming into England or coming into Europe, and it shouldn't be here. It's like an invasive weed. Get rid of it. It just doesn't need to be there. But it's no more dangerous than a wasp, no more dangerous than a European hornet. Yes, they multiply quicker. They become they're becoming more numerous than the existing European hornets. But somebody's got to kill the insects, and all this myth and malarkey about look at one and you're going to die is just rubbish, bullshit.
Have you ever had a situation when you're dealing with them though that has got out of control, or you felt could have been a lot better controlled?
Not really.
I mean, we've all done a hornet's nest where you've just, you've got your lance up to it, and instead of the nozzle going in the correct place, you started banging it against the side of the fascia board, and the dust's flown out the wrong way, and then you've got a great big, not swarm, because wasps and hornets don't swarm, but a melee going on. And anything like that ever happened?
Yeah, again, it's the same method as destroying a European or wasp nest.
Yeah.
So you do make mistakes. You do put your nozzle in and stuff comes out the other end, and it's all the hornets will go back to their nest at the end of the day, So therefore they will be contaminated. It's no different. Treating a Asian hornet nest is no different to treating a wasp nest or a European hornet nest. Your tools might be slightly different, i.e. big stick and paintballs. But
So
otherwise,
how many out of those 300 nests that you did, or
Yeah.
you do a year? You're typing again, Sean. I can hear you.
Sorry, mate. I'm just Googling something here.
Sounds like you're on the drums. Yeah. Sounds like you're having a proper old tap away there. So out of the 300 that you've done, how many would be in trees? Say 300 a year. How many would be in trees? Would any of them be in houses at all?
yes, they'll be in the attic. Yes, they'll be in the basement. Yes, they'll be in potting sheds and lean-tos and garages. That's not a problem. High up in trees this year have been fewer. Probably less than a dozen that have been over 30 meters. The majority have been.
I was thinking when they're in a roof, do they tend to want to still be free hanging in the center of the roof, or will they build a nest against the tiles?
No, freestanding, free hanging.
But do they actively want to be like that, or wouldn't they mind making it up? You know, in the roof like this, in the fascia, you quite often get a European hornet's nest quite tight up against the.
No, they'll be on the crossbeam.
Right.
They will be. They're rarely hidden in a way. Not like a wasp nest in a suitcase. It will be suitcase size. What the Asian hornet will do is probably build outside. You'll never find. I've never found a European hornet. Never find an Asian hornet in a chimney. Never find an Asian hornet inside a tree trunk. They'll be outside so they can expand, because they expand far bigger and quicker than European hornets. European hornets inside tree trunks, inside chimneys, as you say, in the corner.
Yeah.
Whereas Asian hornets build a big ball. So they will be at the end of a lean-to, they'll be at the end of a garage. I think they prefer two surfaces, but not necessarily hidden away. They need to be able to expand.
No ground nests?
I've had a couple inside. I'll explain. In France, a drain cover is a tampon. So in case I go into French, I'll start talking about Asian hornets in tampons.
Is that why we call them tampons then?
French are very clever, actually. Their language is a bit bizarre. You got bouchon. Bouchon is a cork, but bouchon is also something that fills a hole. So a traffic jam is a bouchon. A petrol cap is a bouchon. Bougie is a candle, but it's also a spark plug. So
This could get very confusing.
Yeah.
Tampon is a plug over a hole. I'm saying no more.
All right, fair enough.
But yes, I'm finding more underground. So inside tampons, drain covers.
On
So
on the drain cover, or
underneath.
What do you do with them then? Just literally get a water jet in and just blast them down?
No. I use
Bike
I use one of these canal magnets for picking bikes out of canals. I've got that on a dog lead, and I just lift up the tampon to drain cover to expose the nest, and then I will treat with insecticide.
Right? Not worry about it contaminating the watercourse?
No, because
Why?
it goes into it's sewage water, so it goes to the sewage system anyway.
Do you not have like a rainwater runoff system and a surface water system and a foul system over there? Is it just one combined system?
We are right slap bang in the middle of France, and everything goes to a water purifying centre to be
Right.
purified. We don't We don't chuck our shit in rivers like you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So going back to
Tampons?
getting
Oh.
stung. No, I was going to go away from tampons for a while.
Sorry.
Getting stung. Do you think that any standard wasp kit will do, or do you believe that there's a need for a special Asian hornet suit?
In all honesty, I was wearing a standard bee suit, full length, until 2018. It wasn't until BBware launched the Ultra suit that I phoned them up and said, "Do you want to test these suits on Asian hornets?" And by the time I finished the word hornets, the phone went dead. And I think about 3 hours later, they turned up at my door with an Ultra suit, going, "Let's play." It's not strictly true because Cornwall is about 10 hours away, but yeah, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So,
what is it with Cornwall and bee suits then? Because sheriff suits came from Cornwall, didn't they?
because the Bright family, it's the Twixies, it's the Puma Adidas. You got Belinda Bright, who is the daughter of Mr. Bright, can't remember his name, and then you've got Sheriff Bright. Sheriff was the original name by Papa Bright. There was a big falling out about 15 years ago, I think, where Belinda Bright, BBware, and the other Bright continued with Sheriff. So
okay.
they are sisters. Sheriff and BBware are sisters.
Right, but they hate each other.
Yeah.
Right. Families.
You'd have them. But yeah, BBware, James, son of Belinda Bright, came up with the idea of the Ultra suit. I phoned them up and said, "Do you want to test them on Asian hornets?" And they came over here almost immediately. And then we spent 2 weeks rolling in the hay together, trying to get stung. Trying to get stung by bees, wasps, hornets, European Asians. And it just worked brilliantly. So that test on Asian hornet stamp is the fact that I've tested them and I approved them and I like them. But I wore a standard BBware suit, just a normal bee suit, but I had 2 or 3 layers. But the trouble is when you're climbing on top of a roof, before big sticks came out, climb on top of roofs, and 40 degrees, it suddenly becomes 50 degrees. Then you've got a bee suit on, it becomes even hotter. So you tend to sweat and get overheated. So the BBware, BB Ultra suit, it's because it's well ventilated and it's 5-6 millimeters thick. So the hornets bounce off it. It keeps you cool when you're walking. But you can use just standard bee suits.
First ventilated suit I had, I caught on a nail and ripped it straight away.
These aren't that, are they, Rob? Yeah, they are tough, like.
They are tough.
Yeah, they are tough.
Is that the ones you use, Sean?
We did, but to be fair, I bought it. Where did I buy this? Yeah, I can't remember. An Oz Armour one. It's a bit heavier, considerably cheaper. Simply because I was there and I had it and I needed a suit. And that's taken a fair bit of abuse so far, and that's been okay. And the other thing with the Oz Armour, which is really good, is they have zips that go the full length of the leg. Yep, and when you have that, you can put them on and off without taking your boots on and off, which is a massive plus for a pest controller. Like that one thing made my life so much easier that I would probably buy them again.
I had zips actually stitched into my sheriff suit that came up to your top of your leg, and what a difference!
Yeah, because as Rob was saying earlier, the problem is that complacency is what gets you. So then when you've got to take your boots off and start tying your laces and put your suit on and it becomes a pain in the arse, doesn't it? Whereas with that, you can literally just walk into your suit, zip it up, job done, can't you? And it just makes life so much easier.
And I'm just going to look on these Sorry, just looking at the messages. Conor McGee, whoever removed FICOMD are wankers. Don't disagree with that. Although I've never ever used FICOMD in my life. Where are we? Is he Firkin gone? Who makes? Rupert. The paintballs are manufactured by a company called Dipta, but they've only got homologation. They're only authorised for use in France and Belgium. So they're talking about getting it authorised for use in the UK. The product we use is natural pyrethrums with piperonil butoxide. You've got the products, you can use them, but not in that format.
Yeah. This is one of the things that we saw, that got some people wearing eye protection to stop basically the Asian hornets shitting in the face. But is that not just because you're too up and close and personal and annoying them?
Well, there you get pissed in the face. I think Fish for London 75 has just come out with a question as well. Etienne, the LGF, I would ignore him. He's an influencer, but he's a knob, in my opinion.
Say it as it is, mate. Say it as it is. Don't hold anything in.
Guys, you started swearing, so I just thought I'd join in.
Fine.
Eye protection for Asian hornets. They don't fly at you, jerk their ass up, and then inject you in the face. That is just bollocks. It's another myth that's invented. If they've been contaminated, they'll fly along and then they'll just drop the venom that they've got, i.e. piss themselves. So again, it's no different to European hornets. They will, if you inject them, if you treat them, they will get rid of their venom as well. So
I watched a video of two Europeans actually predating and eating an Asian. Is this a relatively even battle between the pair of them, or are they actively predating on one another in the right circumstances, in your opinion?
I don't think
I was going to say, is that a couple of Geordies eating a chop suey, is it?
Shut up. Huh?
So racist. They don't, as far as I'm aware, I don't know, but I've never seen them actively predate nests. No European hornet's going to go into an Asian hornet nest. No European hornet's going to go into another European hornet nest. No Asian hornet nest will go into Asian hornet won't go into a European hornet nest, and an Asian hornet won't go into another Asian hornet nest. So they won't do it. But you'll see them on various videos. They'll drink from the same pool.
Yeah.
If they get too close, it's like lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! They will coexist together, but they don't necessarily predate on each other.
It's funny though, Sean, isn't it? You've had an Asian hornet up near you, but you've never seen a European hornet up there.
I know we've had 1, 2, 3, I think now. So I had a Asian hornet come over on some cabbages or cauliflowers. We had a nest in Yarm that was destroyed, but late in the year, which is a worry because it's like 5 minutes from my bees. And then we had another Asian hornet, which was found in Durham early in the year. And I asked about it, and they said, we set some traps. We didn't catch any, so we think it was a lone individual. But the pictures of it and the videos of it, it's actively chewing wood. So it must be making itself a sleeping bag. Do you know what I mean? Or it was actually part of a fucking breeding nest, you know. Right. So that was in Morden and Durham, so I'm thoroughly expecting for us to get more calls this year. We just don't know how to I don't know how to deal with the MBU and with beekeepers on it. That's where we're at now with it. Advice on that, Rob?
Sorry, I was reading Fish for London's. He's saying, don't hold back, will you? Just going back on what Fish for London says, Etienne is a French guy who is a YouTuber, and he does videos on people that will pay him enough money. But I completely disagree that he always wears safety glasses. He wears glasses, but he doesn't wear that crap. Sorry, Sean, your Question
Just
was,
saying that, so I'm pretty confident we're going to start getting them in our area, and I'm sure that the MBU is going to give up, because earlier on, late last year, early this year, they've done a press release and they said the MBU will no longer be taking part in any queen spring trapping at all. Essentially, it would appear that all they are going to do now is turn up and kill the nests. Like, you know, stand back, guys. We've got the glory. We don't want the hard work, but we'll have the glory.
yeah, that's
which I
another
think-
thing.
Go on.
Go on. No,
I
I'd
was
say
going to
that's
say,
another
what you
thing.
think is a sign that they're giving up, isn't it? Like, it's done. They know it's done. I think we know it's done. But then I don't know how to deal with them when it does go. Or are we going to have to deal with them? I don't know, because they've been horrific on the whole thing. Like,
Right.
Give us one word that would describe the current UK approach to Asian hornets, then, from the MBU. Just one word.
Rob, that's for you.
Yeah,
That's
no,
for you.
not that. Muppets.
Or you can give us two words.
Muppets. Pest controllers.
Yeah.
Pest controllers, all it is. What I was going to show, I was going to find out something from.
Sean, can you remember how many was it that? Remember, I got in trouble with the MBU guy on the.
Oh,
Asian
when he
page?
started threatening you. When he started threatening his big brother, I'm going to have a word with him and I'm going to tell him about what you said, and he's going to come and get you. You know.
And it wasn't it because I mentioned that once they'd hit 200, they were going to give up.
That was you, was it?
Yeah.
So,
that was it. But
Has that actually turned out to be true now? Then maybe.
Well, they're 163, aren't they, this year? I think is where they were at.
Okay.
But I can.
So what we would say is they are scaling back. They're not giving up. They're scaling back.
Yeah, they still think they're in with a shout, even though we've had established colonies 3 years in a row, genetically linked. I don't know. I just feel like I believe personally that the Asian hornets in this country has been hampered by the ego of the people who have been dealing with them. That they are that convinced that they are that clever, that they are the only people who can deal with it. That it's
been
closed
hampered.
their eyes to the
Yeah, it's been
possibilities of
hampered by
anything
the
else.
people in Jersey, and because the NBU are such good, better salesmen than BPCA and MPTA, they've gone, oh yeah, no, you got to do it our way, and we've done all the experiments. But France did all the experiments in 2004. Jersey did their own experiments and fucked up. UK are doing new experiments. But why? Why don't you just listen to the people in France instead of going, France are rubbish. Yeah, I'm rubbish at rugby, but that's another point. But learn from the mistakes that we made in France and just start from day one. Go, right, this is what you do. Rob says, get the pest controllers in. They haven't listened.
So if we continue in the way that we're continuing by not listening to what happened in France and judging what's happened in France, where would you say we will be in 5 years?
If you're using the same methods they're using in Jersey have got, as I said, 700 nests in 112 square kilometres. You don't want that in the UK. Just because it's an invasive species. You're still going to have bees. You're still going to have children with heads on. You're still going to have mother-in-laws. But the Asian horse will be established. Right.
So if we continue on the same path without changing direction in any way, in 5 years' time, we're going to have, 700 nests per.
I don't think so. I think it'll stabilise.
Okay.
I don't know why or how Jersey have managed to get 700 nests in a place the size of Manchester. I mean, if that was in France, there'll be a public inquiry instead of, they're patting everybody on the back.
Jersey's a weird place, though, isn't it? I know I'm not allowed to speak about things that I did in the past, but I used to be the supervisor for Rentokil for Jersey. Yeah, that's
Right. One of the other things I was going to pick up, because you mentioned something earlier, I can't remember what it was, something Geordie, but One of the reasons I'm outspoken is not all the words that I type are my words. I have a few people in the aforementioned rock in the middle of the English Channel who are disgruntled but are too worried about putting their names forward. So I am their voice piece. Just picking
A
up
spokesman.
That's the one.
Mate, I promise you, when we did our first thing, which was like a mini series on it, that was exactly what we found. And no wonder that bloke from the MBU thought he could fucking threaten her, because the vast majority of them are piss scared of the MBU. Like, absolutely. Like, Richard Newell wouldn't come on because he couldn't tell her the truth because he was scared of upsetting the MBU. And you're like, they've got nothing to do with you. Do you know what I mean? But he was like, oh, I'm a YouTuber, so I've got to be careful what I say. Like, You're a YouTuber, you're supposed to say what you think. Like, that's the rules.
This is from somebody in Jersey. Just had a reported nest fallen out of the tree, adding to the 2025. Previous high in 23 was 336 nests. 2025 is over 700. It's getting unmanageable and thinking to move to destroying them as a matter of public interest.
That's a double. Was that 336?
700. Yeah. He says the last words is just going to work out who pays for it and all that stuff. If only they listened to you all those years ago.
That's quite an escalation, isn't it? To double.
There you go. But yeah, my nest is pretty. Like I say, I've stabilised to about 300 nests a year, but that's when it was only me doing it, and now there's 15 people doing it. So yeah, it probably is a lot more Asian hornets around.
What's the cost of a 30-meter lance then, Rob?
I just saw that KMG. I think they're in France land, aren't they? Yeah,
It must
whatever.
be.
Because he said bonsoir.
Argus.
He said bonsoir. Nuisible. Nuisible is pest in French. The cost. My one is the Aerodic one. It's about 1,800 quid. It's cheaper than the Younger. It's more rigid than the Younger, but it does 30 meters. In fact, that's for an 18 meter. Sorry, that's for an 18 meter. To get the extension up to 30 meters is about 2.5, 3 grand.
Ooh, right. I was going to say 1,800. That's not quite so bad, but now you mentioned 3 grand. That's
1,800 for 18 meters.
Yeah,
but it's a proper rigid bit of kit.
I was going to say, when you look at an AR8, what's an AR8, which is 8 meters, that's 400 quid.
AR8 is 8 meters with you being 2 meters tall.
Yeah, and also it's just a fiberglass fishing rod that's quite lightweight, and it's not rigid, is it? So, in the bigger scheme of things, it's not that bad. Depending, obviously, on how many you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're pushing permethrin dust up through that.
I'm using, it's just cheap. I was using Ediolux Peltis own brand, and now I've moved over to Killjoy own brand, which is Vazor, which is permethrin based. Yeah.
Permethrin. Yeah.
Are they getting blocked? Are you having to put a lot of pressure to get them up to 30 meters?
I just use the DR5. I have got a 6-bar DR5, but it takes forever to pump it up to 6-bar. I can't be arsed. I just use the normal one. But no, it's fine.
Interesting.
But some of the lighter permethrins aren't quite so bad as blocking, are they? Some of
the natural pyrethroids I'm having problems with at high temperatures. I had a season of return visits, and I spoke to the rep at the time and said, look, this new bio stuff is crap. And they went, oh yeah, you can't use it over 25 degrees. I went, yeah, but we go to bed at 27 degrees in the summer. It's mental over here. So,
and that was the reason is because the heat is just killing the insecticide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it breaks down so quickly. So, but on the same hand, that's the reason that you can use it quite freely, is because
It
natural
is-
pyrethrums break
Yes.
down in sunlight a lot quicker.
It is less toxic than permethrin, and it degrades a lot quicker. But I was getting a lot of return visits on that.
Have you never tried liquid?
Yeah, I've got. Sorry, the French is Pret a l'Emploi pals. Ready to use, RTUs. I've got those.
So
And is the
Rupert
liquid
says,
good, bad, ugly?
Sorry.
Liquid good, bad, ugly, pros, cons?
I will use liquid where I need a very quick knockdown. Otherwise, I prefer powder. I use powder locally, very close to. It does kill them pretty instantly, but it's what you're used to, isn't it? So I use powder, and if it's too high, I use paintball.
so Rupert says the length of the 30-meter pole, do you have to be directly underneath the nest?
Yeah, on the
Or you're
ground.
going
yeah.
up underneath the nest and spiking the nest from underneath.
You can't hold a 18-meter pole at 45 degrees or 20 degrees because it would just be, even your lightest pole would be too heavy.
Do you find you've got to rest it on something to get it up that high,
other
or
ones,
can you?
yes, will have to be rested, but the Aerodig one, because of its rigidity, you can go straight up without leaning on anything.
Come on, somebody said
You old
something.
men talking about their sex life here, aren't they? Fucking thumbing it in.
Oh, I was on about tampons earlier, so yeah, bring it on. For those arriving late, tampons are drain cover.
Yeah.
Got to say that now and again. The truth and myth about Asian hornets, almost satellite colonies that react when another is treated in close proximity. For
You must have some more Asian hornet questions.
Fish
Shane.
for London, yeah, more bollocks.
What's that? Say that again.
Sorry, Fish for London said, and is there any truth
this.
or is it a myth about Asian hornets, almost satellite colonies that react when another nest is treated in close proximity, a few hundred nests away? No, more bollocks. They'll just stand outside the nest smoking their fags and gang. They're gone.
More
So
bees
explain
for us
this-
to eat.
Explain this satellite colony thing for people that haven't heard of that before.
Satellite colonies are colonies that, if you haven't treated properly, half the colony will disappear, or a queen within that nest will start constructing another nest nearby.
So we're
So-
talking how many queen? So we're talking more than one queen in a nest.
It depends on the time of year. At the end of the season, yeah, you can have. Well, there's various schools of thought. Some people say 50, some will say 2,000 queens. At the end of the day, or when the nest is too big, the nest can separate, and then other nests can be built. It happened a lot in Jersey because they were live catching at the time. They treat a nest, and they clean everything away. And would you believe it? 2 days later, there's full nest next door. I had
You see that with
one-
wasps sometimes, so don't you?
There you go.
Yeah,
When?
I've seen it a few times where when you've killed a nest and taken it away instantly. Quite often on when they're building it on a fence, you take the nest away completely, and then a couple of days later you'll just get a small dummy nest that's probably very small. There's no queens, but the workers are still trying to rebuild another nest.
I think you'll find that's more Cornwall and South Wales, where the 50% of the nests are second nests owned by the rich wasps. Sorry.
Always one in there. Always one.
Right. What else have we got?
So what you had some heat, some thermal cameras earlier. What were you?
Oh yeah.
using them for?
Well, this year or last year, I had Chris Venables from Venables Pest Control. I had Peskies up up north, and I had Pest in Peace. They came over as well to play with hornets. Pest in Peace have actually cost me a load of money because they've got all the kit. They like their boys' toys. So I've got myself a CQ30 Hig Micro thermal imaging camera. And this can detect a hornet nest, Asian hornet nest, live at about a distance of 2 kilometers. It is awesome.
How much?
It's just shy of $3,000. So Pest in Peace, that's your fault. But what I've just also recently bought, which arrived yesterday, that's minimum 5 meters up to 2.4 kilometers. This one does, it's an indoor one, and it does minimum 30 centimeters up to, I think it's about 25 meters. But it's a thermal imaging camera.
Tried them on rodents?
I was looking on YouTube the other day. With regard to whether you can see moles with these. Haven't tried it yet because this is just live.
What about rats in buildings?
Yeah, no, I've done that. I do a lot of farm training, so I show them I'll do a night visit, and you can see 5 rats 30 meters at the end of the barn, easy, just running around. This one again behind in chicken runs. We've got the plastic roofing. You can use that and see the nests. But yeah, you can see wasp nest and hornet's nest with that behind plasterboard and bees as well.
Tell you what I tested this year, Rob. I tested one of those acoustic imagers.
Oh, do I need one?
Yeah.
Oh, bugger.
Sell it to me. So
it didn't, but we used it on a bee colony, and it didn't show the extent of the colony itself. But what it did do was it absolutely put a big blue dot where the bees were entering, so that it was picking up the vibrations of the bees flying, and then it was zoning in on where they were and what they were doing. Yeah. I was thinking, if you're in thick shrub or something like that, I think it'll definitely be a good thing. And looking at it as well, the noise that the Asian hornet makes is more suitable for the acoustic imager to pick it up than honeybees would be. And it certainly definitely put a dot on the entrance to them. I was thinking I could see that being because thermal's good, but if you've got a load of branches in the way, in the middle of the summer, like they get harder to spot, don't they?
I think you'll find that infrared. That's the problem. Infrared can't see through branches, but with thermal imaging, it's a lot better. You can see individual hornets flying off, but yes, it can't see through walls. It can't see through thick branches, but it will show you where the nest is. It will still be sufficient glow. I've not tried the audio one. Sorry.
Yeah, we tried it.
You'll have to come over to France and it's not my turn. Just come over to France and you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end of the podcast in about 10 minutes. So what's the one piece of knowledge and information that you'd like to pass on about Asian hornets to the UK pest controllers?
They are not as dangerous as people say they are. The problem has been the journalists and killer Asian hornets. There's been a lot of bad press. They are an invasive species. They shouldn't be here. They just need to be killed. I don't believe that beekeepers are the chosen ones to be in control of it. As I said, unless they're at their nests all day, every daylight hour, and that's just seeing the nest of if there's any hornets outside their nest. They are in fact, they are less qualified than pest controllers to treat Asian hornet nests. What is annoying me is there's a certain company up in Ossett who are offering training for Asian hornets, but they're not training pest controllers, they're training MBU members.
Now that I think that you've got the wrong end of the stick there, because you know what they're doing. My understanding, and I might be wrong. In fact, I'll ask the question. I think what's happened is the MBU have just signed themselves up to the basic wasp and Hymenoptera course and said that's it and called it specialist training. I think.
Okay.
I don't think they're saying, listen, we'll train you in Asian hornets. I think they have literally just done their basic Hymenoptera training, wasps, ants, and bees. And
so they can use insecticide.
Yeah. So exactly. So they can use the insecticide and they can buy
now,
it.
Every beekeeper is going to be a pest controller.
The what? Sorry.
Now every beekeeper is going to be a pest controller.
You've still got to do the Hymenoptera course, but let's be honest. Here's the reality of it. Very few pest controllers have to be worried about beekeepers because they're not going to do it because it's hard work.
No, it just pisses me off that they've gone, oh, we are the chosen ones, and pest controllers don't know jack shit about Asian hornets, but it's a wasp nest.
The only problem I would have with them training the MBU is that literally the conversation should have probably went, well, you've got loads of people already trained in this who are doing it extensively.
That unfortunately is down to the BPCA and MPTA. They should have been better salesmen than they were. They should have gone into MBU and gone, look, we're here, we're ready.
I think that AFA are alone to themselves, aren't they? And they've decided. Do you know what I don't understand? France have basically taught Jersey have taught the UK, taught Britain. And now Britain are giving advice to Ireland, and every single one of them's lost control.
Yeah.
It's like the bottom of the league giving advice to a brand new team and going, are you any good? Well, come bottom of the league, but we'll tell you what we think. Like, if you're going to get taught by someone who has failed, you may as well go out and try something radical and think, well, if we do the old definition of insanity, doing the same thing today that you did yesterday and expecting a different result, and they're going to do. But this is this whole thing in it. It's misery loves company, and these people are like, we'll teach them. We can fail together. Do you know what I mean? That's literally what it is. We can, and when they fail, we can tell ourselves that we did okay because everybody else has failed. Like, I've never seen them say, do you know what it is? We did this and actually would probably have done this, you know? And they're so petrified of being, they're still, even now, saying, no, you're not allowed to use like a killing device for a trap because you might kill a wasp or a fly or whatever it is. And you're like, fucking hell, like, how? I read an article the other day, and they were saying that they knew about evidence or a test that was done, and they'd worked out that an average Asian hornet nest, I think it ate 11 kilograms of insect life, but a killing device trap only killed 1 kilogram of insect life. And you're like, well, set the traps, because each trap's got to, it's only got to catch 1 Asian hornet to be quids in. If it catches 2, then you're cooking on gas. Like, let's get them killed, let's get them done. And they're like, nope, can't be seen to do that. We've got to do this nicely. Well, that's what the other guys tried, and they've fucking lost control, didn't they? And now everything's getting slotted by them.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's always going to be bycatch, as the Americans did in Iran in 1993.
So what is, we're going to finish the show a little bit different this week with some different questions. So we are. So
go on, I don't know this. I'm interested.
One thing what's the one thing about pest control that we're not talking about that we should be talking about?
Oh,
Getting qualified, getting not qualified. We in France are all registered with the government. We are all qualified. Our qualification is valid for 5 years. We have to do it repeatedly again. I am a registered artisan, so I'm top of the league with regard to, in France they say métier. They say, what is your skill? They don't say, what job do you do? We do, what is your skill? Your skill is pest control. So what happens in France is a window cleaner will start cleaning a window, see a wasp nest and go, fucking hell, I'm off, I'm going to call Rob Moon. He'll leave site, call me, I'll go off and destroy the wasp nest, and then he'll come back and finish cleaning the windows. Everybody is regulated. You can't not be qualified, insured, registered, got a training number. You can't do it. I think that's what Lex has been trying to, or maybe BPCA and you guys, MPTA, trying to get more registered pest controllers. But the trouble is, there's a lot of people going, yeah, I ain't doing that.
Did you say MPTA?
Are you MPTA? Are you? There you go. Join the
MPTA.
MPTA. Okay.
No,
But yeah, if
no.
anybody wants to come to France, come to France. And if MPTA and BPCA will accept my training and I can offer qualification certificates, I'm more than happy. I do not charge for training Asian hornets.
What
Training
is
Asian
the next one? Is
Yeah.
sorry, I'm nicking. Sorry, Sean.
no, go for it. I like this. Go on.
I was going to say, in general, we're talking about general pest control now. What is the one piece of advice you would give somebody that's starting tomorrow in their career in pest control? I'm 22 years old. I've just started working for Fred's Pest Control Company. Give me one bit of advice.
Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the clients. You are only as good as your last job. If you're shit, people will say you're shit. If you're really good, it's word of mouth. So people love it when you arrive. They love to pay you. They love it when you leave, and they'll tell your mates. So be honest. Do as good a job. Do the job as you would like it done to yourself.
I think that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Should we go back to the old three as well, Sean?
Nah, fuck, no one cares about what Rob thinks. Tell you what it is,
Where
though.
are they?
Ashley Garrett says, I'm not an expert on this, so shoot me down on my opinion. I am not insect opinion or Asian hornets, good with bird migration and the natural invasion of breeding species that are now well established throughout the UK. In the last 20 years, we have a lot of breeding species that are well established with everyday sightings. These species all start resident in southern England and have spread north without introduction. Yeah, and this is what I was saying. Misery loves company. They've had 300 million opportunities to, because it's the same pattern that repeats itself day in, day out, and we just lose control of everything. In fact, I asked them on the other day, I said, which invasive species that we run the risk of getting have we not got, or have we controlled once it's come in? And they're like, no.
Pine processionary caterpillars. They're completely different to the oak processionary caterpillars, but pine processionary caterpillars have these little white fluffy cotton wool balls in trees. You will get them. The hairs are urticant. They can cause irritations, but it's not the external hairs, same as the oak processionary caterpillars. They have little pouches along their body which will exude urticant hairs, they can cause necrosis of dog jaw to skin. So you will get those. And not heard of them? Pine processionary caterpillars? I'm getting too confused.
Yes,
faces.
yes, I have. Sorry, I was reading that.
Oh, sorry. But yeah,
Sorry, mate.
pine processionary caterpillars, you'll be getting them next. I've had a couple of termite jobs but I think you've had termites in the UK down in the Bournemouth area 20 years ago. So, yeah, you'll get those. You'll get certainly the next big thing. In fact, they're all over Jersey, but Jersey don't do anything about it, or they haven't done anything about it because it's not killing their bees.
Just got to answer this question a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yes, that is a genuine email from the MPTA.
What?
One for Hugh, and not to disrupt the podcast. Was this a genuine email sent out by the MPTA? Yeah, it was. Okay, so it's all part of the process for the trust mark. So if you could do that, that'd be cool. Cool. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. And sorry to everybody for the initial technical hitch. And thanks for sticking with us. Yeah.
And Sean, your language is atrocious.
Am I lagging?
What?
Lagging.
Am I lagging?
You're falling asleep, mate.
You're falling asleep.
What a week I've had. Like, yeah. If I'm honest with you, I was gonna try and
Davy Brown. Yeah,
I think Al's in the worst place than me, isn't he? Because he's on the plane coming back. But
you were going to dip out and leave me to it, weren't you?
No, I wouldn't do that. I definitely wouldn't do that. But I am. Yeah.
Yeah, Davy Brown. Davy Brown. Just a quick one. Yeah, you can rename your company Tampon Specialist, Tampon Removal Specialist. Have you not seen his message?
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Okay, so shall I rename my new manhole cover inspection company? Yeah.
For the French market, or head straight for OnlyFans. If Davy Brown went on OnlyFans, he'd come back in debt.
On that note, because I'm going to be sick in a minute. Good night. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Hang on for a minute.
Bonsoir, tschüss.
Thank you for listening to the Beauties and Beasties podcast.